All right, guys, today is Saturday, June 27th, and we're out here on High Rock. And what I wanted to do is make another video of the PINGLIVE sonar. They had made some improvements. There's a 1.73 update that I haven't tried. What I've done is I've mounted the PINGLIVE sonar on the Garmin spy pole. I put it right beside of a LVS 34. I believe I put it on the port side of the starboard spy pole is where I have it mounted. I've got it ran into the bow panel where I have a wireless router that they have. And by the way, you just connect the transducer to the wireless router and power the wireless router with 12 volt DC, and that's it. You can use an iPad or an iPhone or an Android device. Now what we're going to do to make it easier, and I don't have to worry about battery or anything like that, I've got the PINGLIVE on my Garmin Graph. I've put it on there. I'm going to go through all the settings. Right now I'm recording a screen with HDMI recorder like I always do, but just to make sure that we get the footage, I'm probably going to also use a camera to record the screens just in case. I don't want to risk losing any of my audio or any of my video, because it takes a lot of work to put these videos out. Let's go up front, and I'm going to go through the menu and show you what all's on there, and then we're going to do some fishing. All right, guys, we're going to record with the iPhone. Look at that. Man, I tell you, they have made some improvements. Now I've got the HDMI recorder recording. If that turns out to be good, we'll use it, but for the time being, I'm going to do both. What I'm going to do is show you just a little bit. I don't know all about this, so you have to just overlook some of my stuff. If I don't know, I'll get with them and find out what that does. But out here, this is the range. You know, we've got it out at 60 or 60, 70 feet. We're going to bring that range back into about 50 foot. All right, right here is our gain. So we can go and set it down, or I like my gain a little hot. We're going to put it at 70. Okay, here's our depth. Now we can go here and put our depth on there. It's got our depth, temperature, the voltage. Then we can go hit these three dots. Here's contrast. Right now I've got it at 55%. And if we go, we can go up or we can go down. I kind of left it at that. I like the 55%. Here's noise reject. Now we do have some interference going on, and I'm not for sure. I mean, I've got so many transducers on this boat that you're going to have some interference. It's going to be hard to get some of that out of there. The LVS 34 does that too. Here's noise reject. I basically got it turned off. And here's TVG. And I believe their TVG kind of works a little bit different than Garmin's. But I'm going to run it, I believe, I had it at about 50%. And then this target enhance. I'm not for sure. To me, I've got it on high. Let me get that brush pile back in there. All right, we'll try to get that. We got that brush pile in here. Now let me show you what Target Enhance does. If you turn it off, it makes it pop. It's kind of like color gain on the Garmin. They're calling ours Target Enhance. And I've got it on high. All right, let's turn that down off. We've got interference rejection. Let's see what that is. See if that's what that does. Maybe, I'm not for sure what that does. We'll have to find out from them, see what it does. But I got it off right now. And here's this dynamic smart detection. I don't know, smart detection, static fishing, dynamic fishing. I've got it on smart detection. Maybe I'll put it on static fishing. Let's put it on static fishing. See what that does. Here's your overlay, and this is where you can turn on grid lines if you want those on. You can take the voltage away, you can take the temperature, depth, you can even record with this. Here's installation. There's our install depth. That is just like on the Garmin, as far as how far the transducer is down in the water. And that's what that is. And here's how you adjust the angle on your bottom, if it's off a little bit or whatever. But it seems to be holding it right there, but you can make adjustments right there for the angle of the bottom. This install depth, I've got it to 0, and I'll tell you why, because it's in centimeters, and I'm gonna have to talk to them about that and see if they can get that changed. That looks like that may be a software glitch, because it should be in feet. Everything else is in feet. That's probably good for Canada or some of the overseas stuff, but here in the US, nobody's gonna know what centimeters is. But I'll talk to them about that. So that's why I set it at 0. And let's see if we've missed anything. I mean, I'm really impressed with this. Let's go through the colors. Show you what that is. There's classic. Rainbow. There's cool warm. All right, let's see what else we got. We got red. Ooh, I like that red. I really like that red. I can see it good. There's our orange that we had. There's yellow. There's green. And there's cyan. There's blue. And there's violet. Right there. All right, so I like, personally, I like orange. That matches the Garmin color that I use, and that's the one that I use. I believe if I was gonna use another color, I kind of like that red too, but I'm gonna go with orange. So now let's do some fishing with this. Hopefully the screen should record. I'll probably make a few adjustments as I'm fishing. And we will see if we can see our jig and see how well we can see it. All right, guys, we are gonna try to get this filmed before it rains. There's a fish. All right, guys, what we're gonna do here first is we're gonna go ahead and get that install depth in here so we can see our jig a little bit better. I think 45 centimeters or something like that. It's close to 1.5 feet. We're going to go with that. Okay. Try it again. There he is, guys. There's one right there. Little baby. Take me a little bit of time to get used to that screen because I'm so used to the Garmin, but we got us a little baby fish. Got us a little baby. Get us. Drop right down in there again. All this boat weight. There he is. There's one right there. They're small fish, but I wanted to come out here and show y'all what this ping looked like. I wanted to see it. There. Right there. Using that black sheep jig. Let's get that jig back in the water. Yeah, we're falling at 22 feet. I see one going down after it. There he is. Let's let it fall. There he is. There's just another one. Guys, I'm gonna tell you, they have made some improvements on this thing. I mean, I'm very impressed with it. What this would do is it would let you have your, you could have your iPad, your iPhone, you could have any of that. You don't have to buy a graft. Drop right down there on there. That brush pile. They're all over it. There he is. Barely hooked him. We're at 35. Falling to the bottom at 35. And I'm gonna start working our way up. There he is. There. Got us one. We ain't gonna let him go. That's one of the bigger ones that we've caught out of that pile. Let's get it out there again. I'm falling at 30. Now if we can get one of them to chase it. There he is. He's chasing it right now. There he is. Up. Stop him from jumping around. All right. $30. There's one that's coming right after it, right there, right on the fall. Not a big one, but he hit it as it was falling. I saw him on the ping. Little baby. They got to eat too. All right, we're at 28. All right, got us another one right out of there. He's a little mad that we tricked him. There. There. We're falling there at 40. Sorry, 30. There he is. Got her right out of there. Not a very big one. We'll take him. All right, guys, we finished up with the ping. I love it. Man, big improvement. I just am very impressed with it. Now, if you want to have good voltage, a constant voltage on your screen, and you haven't already looked at MillerTech lithium batteries, you need to. Man, it is an Amish American company out of Middlefield, Ohio. The only 10-year non-prorated warranty in the industry. If you want to save money on some MillerTech batteries, all you have to do is click on the link in this video, the Shop Now button, or you can use STAN10 discount code. So whatever you put in your basket, put the code in, stand 10, it will subtract 10% off your total order. There's a minimum amount that you order. I'm not for sure what that is. It's free shipping. And if whatever's in stock, if you order by noon, it ships out same day. Can't beat that. Give MillerTech lithium batteries a try.